Hey, what's going on, Rockstars? Welcome to the channel. Just before I jump into this video, I wanted to start at letting you guys know I live in Tampa. The hurricane/tropical storm is not very major. It's very minor. It's going north of me several hours. We're fine. You guys see it's just a rainstorm. The panhandle of Florida, the Big Bend area, and Georgia will experience some wind gusts, maybe some flooding in some low-lying areas, but they should be okay, relatively okay. It's nothing major. This is just literally a tropical storm, barely hit hurricane. If it did, and you guys can see what's going on here, it's just rain. So I just wanted to cover that. Thanks for everybody that checked in on me before we get started in the video. And today's video topic is the secret sauce to eBay. What is the secret that big sellers know that other sellers don't? Let's jump into it and I'll tell you. Okay, so I closed the door. Of course, obviously that was a little bit annoying of a sound, but just a rainstorm, we're all set. So what is the secret sauce that big eBay sellers know that smaller, newer eBay sellers don't know or don't do to get all these big numbers and these big giant sales and flashy gross numbers and profits? There's no secret, you guys. It's consistency and good inventory. Good items, good prices, consistent listing. That's it. That's all it takes. And the reason that most people fail on eBay, and I can promise you, I'm seeing it day after day. If you don't know, I put up a video yesterday, I'll link it below. I've been rolling through people's eBay stores doing one-on-one, side-by-side audits with them day after day after day for a week and 2 weeks, 4 weeks. Hundreds of stores I'm going to have gone through over the course of this month. I've gone through 25 already. I'll be going through 25 more this coming week. So at least 100 this month. People are not consistent. I have several people, and quite a few of my people have been amazing staying up on it, but I have several people who have already disappeared. Like, I can't get a hold of them. They have not listed a single item in 3 to 4 days. They have not updated their sales. I emailed them an entire plan, like run this sale, run this promoted. I'll do it for you. What % do you want me to do it at? No activity. The problem is people think they can just set it and forget it. You have to work eBay. eBay has to be like a job, like a full-time job, or you will not get full-time results out of it. If you list, you could go, and this is the greatest thing I see. People will go, well, I listed all day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I killed myself. I listed 50 items or 60 items, which is a solid number. It's not amazing, but it's a solid number. And then they're like, I'm taking the weekend off. No, that's not how it works, because when you take Thursday, Friday, Saturday off, or Sunday, or 3 days, or 4 days, or 2 days, or going on vacation, you're hitting almost a reset button on your eBay store. It's going to take a nosedive. You might have some good sales. It might ping pong a little bit, but it's going to overall nosedive down. You're certainly not going to grow. You want to keep going up, 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 yet you're going here and then you're going down, and now you're like, oh, I'm going to work hard and get right back to where I was. You're never going to get up here, because you are just not working eBay as a job and a full-time thing. I think a lot of people failed when they watched all these YouTube videos with people saying, you can make $25,000 a month and only work an hour a day. It's not the way it works, guys. You got to list. And when we say list every day, we don't mean Monday through Friday. Monday through Sunday. I get this question a lot. Should we just save up some drafts so if we're not able to list on Saturday or Sundays, we can make them live? Yes, yes. Make sure you have drafts to make live on the weekends. I always recommend that. You don't want any day to go by without new drafts being made. Does it trigger eBay's algorithm differently? Yes, because on Saturday, if you don't make anything live, there's nothing. But if you had them live in your drafts and you clicked and made them active, then eBay goes, oh, he just made some listings. They don't know when you made those drafts. The system knows when you created it originally, but the system, the algorithm knows when you made it live to go to the platform, to actually go out to the masses, right? That's a proven thing. Of course the system knows. It tracks when you made it live, right? So we know that its system knows that you actually, you could have created the draft 2 weeks ago, but you just made it live today. It knows that. So of course keep drafts and make them live. Consistency. Finally, good inventory. I get people that are listing, mockingbird vases. Guys, when was the last time you posted a mockingbird vase on your Facebook? I saw your best friend on Instagram posting, I gotta have this mockingbird vases. What you think is a good item and what I think or other buyers think is a good item is totally different. People aren't actively going out looking for mockingbird vases and blue jay ashtrays and this and that. Will it sell? Yes. It may be a collectible item or a vintage item or a vintage wagon wheel, and somebody will buy it eventually. I'm not in the business of selling stuff that people want to buy eventually, and this even goes for my remote controls. So I sell the same remote controls consistently across the board. What do people have a lot of remote controls for? Well, Bose sound systems are hugely popular. They sell like this. I know when I get a Bose remote, it's going to sell. I know when I get a Samsung TV or DVD player or Blu-ray player or sound system, soundbar system remote, they're going to sell because everybody has that. I know Roku remotes sell very, very fast, even though I don't sell them for a multitude of reasons. There are remotes that sell, but if I get one of these vintage Pioneer 1975 radio remotes, you know, the first ones ever, and it's worth even $100, people just see this price. They're like, oh, it's a $90 remote, it's a $100 remote, it's going to sell. Eventually, yeah, but it's going to sit in my store unless I get super lucky and the right person comes along right after I list it. But chances are it's just going to sit forever and ever and ever. It doesn't mean it's a bad item. It means it's not a fast selling item. It's not got a fast sell-through rate. You want items that are going to turn over. The problem is you start buying these vases and these wagon wheels and these pots and these pans that are just going to sit. And when the majority of your store is items that are legitimately long tail, 6 month, 12 month a year, and I don't just mean a couple or 10 or 20, when you got hundreds and hundreds of these items, your entire store's sell-through rate is garbage. It's trash. And you as a seller have to look yourself in the mirror, look your store in the mirror, take your phone, take your store, hold it up to the mirror and go, man, what is the realistic sell-through rate of each one of these items? And I bet a lot of you are going to find it's going to take a while for the majority of my store to sell. And now it makes sense why I only sell one item a day or one item a week or 2 items a week or whatever it is. I see this over and over and over again. People are not realistic with the items they are selling. Go list 10 used iPhones, 10 iPads, 10 MacBook Pros, 10 Bose headphone sets, 10 Beats by Dre. They will sell today, tomorrow, this week, gone. You guys don't even have 100 items in your store. Some of you, not all of you, but some of you that'll sell this year. Am I making sense here, guys? The secret, on top of the consistent listing, you could consistently list 10,000 Blue Jay vases. You still are going to have a crappy eBay store. You gotta sell stuff people want. And if you're not selling stuff that people want consistently, stuff that takes a long time to sell, then you can't have an eBay store with 200 items and expect to make sales. You got to have 2,000, 20,000, right? It takes a set number of items per 1,000, per 100 to have that sell-through rate. So if you're selling iPhone 15s and you list 10 of them, you're going to sell 10 of them in a day or 2 or a week, right? If you list 10 vases or wagon wheels, for example, you could list 1,000 of them and you might sell 10 of them this month or this year. So the sell-through rate is garbage. You'll be holding that stuff forever. You would need 100,000 wagon wheels or vases or whatever it is to sell the same amount of iPhones that it takes with only having 10 iPhones. Now, we know everyone can't sell iPhones, can't sell smartphones, can't sell iPads, MacBooks, whatever, right? I get that. But you got to find something that has a reasonable sell-through rate, whether it's video games or remote controls or headsets or home goods. Home goods has a ton of stuff that sells right away. Kitchen knives, pots and pans, mixers, blenders, ninjas, sheet sets and curtain, things like that. They tend to do well. Blinds. There's a lot of other stuff, but electronics is the fastest selling. Toys, games, action figures. I know a guy that has 3,000 action figures, little loose action figures active in his store. He sells like 30 a day, 40 a day, right? That's because action figures, while not as good as an iPhone, are so much better than all this other junk and garbage that people are buying and waiting to sell. My point of this video is not to attack anyone or to put down anyone's store. The point of this video is to tell you, sell better items. And when you're sitting behind a screen and you're seeing somebody type it on Facebook in a group and you get attacked or you feel like you're attacked or everyone's jumping on them like, oh my God, sell better items. And people are like, shut up, they're selling good items. If your store has 2,000 items and you sell 2 per day, sorry, you're selling junk. Like, you're not selling good items. You're not selling desirable items. Let me reword this. It might be a good item, but it's not desirable. It's not a very fast selling must-have item. You want to sell stuff that people have to have or that they want, and they want bad enough to continuously buy it quickly. Comic books, right? Trading cards, magic cards, sports cards. This is what we're talking about. Postcards are somewhere in the middle of that. They're not amazing. They're not complete garbage. You can list 1,000 postcards and you'll sell 5 or 10 a day, right? This is what you have to focus on, and this is what you have to audit your store. If your store is full of these items that you think are super long tail, are going to take a while to sell, you have to do 3 things with these. You have to price them very aggressively, which means cheap. Get them to move, make a profit, and move them on. 2, accept offers. Stop being stingy with the offers. It's already going to take forever to sell the item. Move it. If somebody's being reasonable with you, move that item. Stop being married to it. And 3, if it has a watcher or somebody you can send an offer to, send an aggressive offer, a cheap offer to them as well. Make sure you're promoting it. Make sure, unless it's super unique, you probably don't have to. And make sure you're running a sale on it to put it in somebody's head that this is on sale. It's a deal. Let me go get it. The thing that big sellers know that you don't is that the consistency is key, but they also know what to sell that sells good and sells fast. So go back through your store, look at the items you've sold quickly, look at the items that you know have a good sell-through rate, look at the items that are better than the items you currently have or are the best items that you have. Focus on only getting them and stop worrying about the junk. Stop worrying about the stuff that's just going to sit and sit and sit and sit. You're not a storage unit. You are a reseller. At least that's what you tell people, right? If that's what you're going to tell them, don't make a liar out of yourself. That's my motivation for today. That's my speech. That's my tough love. If you're selling junk, it's okay. If you're selling less desirable items, it's okay. Start moving that inventory, start getting rid of it, start selling it off, and start replacing it with better, faster selling, more desirable, better sell-through rate items. That's what they know. That's what big sellers know that no one else knows. They know what to sell. They know what's good sell-through rate. They know to be consistent, and they realize when they have junk to move it out, because even big sellers end up with junk once in a while. Okay, that's it for Sunday, August 4th, 2024. If you'd like me to work with you for a week, 2 weeks, or 4 weeks going through your store, email me at rockstarflipper@gmail.com. I got a few more spaces I can sign people up. It's $25, $50, or $99. 1 week, 2 weeks, and 4 weeks. I'll work with you. I'll help you get through that store, help you move that stuff out. We'll work together day after day, and we'll get it right. Thank you as always for watching. I appreciate it. Big thumbs up to everybody. If you could hit the thumbs up on this video, it helps YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it. Turn that thumb blue and subscribe. Come back, watch future videos. Till next time, stay safe out there, Florida and Georgia, from the storm, and I will see everyone next time.